All right, you're watching The Marketplace. We want to do some tech this Wednesday afternoon. Joining me is Henry Kobler of Skillmind. Great to have you on the program this afternoon. We want to talk about Netflix and talk about Twitter as well. Let's begin with Netflix, because news is that 150 people are losing their jobs in the US because of the challenges that Netflix is having with subscription. Tell us more.
Okay, Dario, thank you very much. So in terms of Netflix's stuff going on leave, I mean, it's a general thing that we're expecting in the tech industry, and it's not really just going to cut across from Netflix. I think that it's going to come in from almost a lot of the tech firms that are around, simply because of some reasons that we're experiencing. I mean, Netflix basically had a huge surge during the COVID period, where people had a lot of time in the house and so had a lot of subscriptions. And so them losing a bit of subscription and not having quite a new innovative pointer for recruitment of new subscribers basically gives them the leverage over some other companies like the other TV companies, but basically also loses some level of subscription, which having people sharing passwords and other things which they're trying to clamp on generally. And so, I mean, having some of the stuff going home, I think that is a very normal thing that we're going to experience within the tech ecosystem. It's going to cut down into, I mean, most of the regular companies that are around, even into the local tech industry, where you're going to have quite a number of people lose some level of subscription or users, which basically will come into even high, I mean, Twitter, and even the bailout on Twitter or the buyout on Twitter is even put on hold, which we'll talk about. But generally, you realize that when it comes down to subscribers, it's what fuels the company's revenue. And so when there's not much revenue, keeping staff and doing the same things really becomes difficult. And so cutting down on jobs which are almost redundant becomes the leverage to use.
Okay, just for the benefit of our audience, why are subscribers pulling out of Netflix?
So subscribers are really not pulling out of Netflix. I mean, the first part is that there's been quite a good number of password sharing. And so, I mean, if I'm sharing the password with my friend to be able to have my access to my Netflix account, which is always supposed to be like a household thing, I think that becomes the first point of losing subscribers. So it means that you're going to have quite a number of people using the same password to log in to view content rather than having to based on subscription. The second thing is that, I mean, there was a really huge surge during the COVID period, and quite a number of people are also now backing into getting off from remote working into going back into the offices. And so spending quite a number of time subscribing for Netflix becomes a very bad idea, especially when the content sort of also comes to be a bit stagnant, because Netflix basically is also cutting down on the revenues and spending on some content creation and its content sponsoring. And so it comes down in many parts that, I mean, generally the same revenue that they will get from the subscribers are what they're spending on these stuff, and generally it's really going to be a big deal for them.
And I hear that Netflix is considering multiple subscriptions to one account, multiple users to one account, I should say. But let's turn to Twitter, and you should lead us into the thinking of Elon Musk, because right now people are wondering, does he really want to buy Twitter or not? But he's been raising concerns about spam accounts on Twitter.
Yes, so I remember that we've had this interview on Elon and really the mindset he carries into Twitter. Now, the first thing you have to realize is, number one, Elon is a business guy. And so he's going to find every ways and means to basically make money out of everything he could. So he's just looking at the subscriber base, which is really the fundamental basis of a lot of tech platforms. And so if you actually declare in a particular amount of live users, and I get into your system really because I want to do a buyout, and I'm not able to see those live active users or subscriptions, you realize that it becomes very difficult for me to trust the system, because he's saying that there are quite over 20% of fake users and bots, which really, when you get into social media network, that actually is part of the fueling of the activities on the social media platforms. Now, if you're having more than 20%, almost about 20% of your user base being bots and spam users, I mean, it really does not accumulate to the proper social media content that you're looking forward to. Now, Twitter is not backing on that claim, and they're saying that it's just about 5%, which they always climb on, but there's no proof. And so when there's no proof, Elon, as a business guy, is really going to say, hey, can you cut down the amount I'm supposed to buy Twitter for, or You have to show me proof to basically give me a good amount of trust on the system that I need to acquire. So he's just only being, number one, a business guy. He's looking at how to either cut the cost of Twitter on the sale table, but he's also looking at how effective what he's buying is going to be playing on into the market. And so he's just being a business guy there.
Okay, 30 seconds. How do you think this all will play out? Would Elon Musk eventually buy Twitter, or he's just playing a game?
It could be a game. We've seen Elon Musk do that on cryptocurrencies. I mean, he will tell you cryptocurrencies are good. He's already bought them. You go buy them and he sells cryptocurrency and now tells you that cryptocurrency is taking a lot of energy. Crypto goes down and then he buys more. He's always been a business guy. It could just be that he could just buy Twitter for a lot of the mindset, which I think that he's looking at using that as a leverage or a decoy to a lot of his companies. But he's also going to just sometimes just slide out basically by just making sure that he has a lot of shares in there. And he just basically leaves it out to the owners to continue to run. But he still sort of has a leverage or a hand in there where he can sort of control a bit of things around. It could just play out in any way. But at the end of the day, he's only looking to win.
All right, we'll see how this all plays out in the coming days. Thanks very much, Henry Kobler, lead Eyes of Africa, also with Skills Mind. That's the marketplace. Thanks for watching, everyone. My name is Daryl Kwab. There's more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. More on the calls for the resignation of the Greek minister. You can read more on that over there, myjoyonline.com/business. Do enjoy the rest of the day.